All right, welcome to lesson 19. This is interpreting pictures of fractions, percents, and decimals. And I'm going to start with this rectangle here. Remember that a fraction is a part of a whole. So if you have a whole, like this whole rectangle, you call that, you could say 1. I have one whole, or I have 100%, because the whole thing is there. Or as a decimal, it's called 1.0. It's the same as 1. You have the whole thing. That's not a fraction. When you have a fraction, you start to divide this whole into parts. And they must be equal parts, okay? You can't take a small bite off of a candy bar and give it to your friend or your brother or sister and then keep the huge part for yourself and say you split it in half. That's sharing, very nice, but you didn't split it in half, okay? Let's say I split this exactly in the middle. I did the best I can. Once you have that, you have created two parts, right? So one of them, maybe, you will keep. So I'm going to shade that. And whenever the shaded part, whatever part is shaded, is usually the top of the fraction. So now I have 1 shaded out of 2 parts. Half, right? So I have half of the candy bar, and someone else has the other half, okay? You could also write that as a percentage and as a decimal. Now the percentage is half is 50%, right? You need to memorize, you just memorize that, okay? It's kind of like half of a dollar, right? A full dollar would be 100 or 100 cents or 100% of the dollar. 50 cents would be half or 50%. So you need to draw a percent sign on the end of that. And then going from there to the decimal is easy because the decimal is the same thing as the percentage, just with a decimal point in front of it. So, 0.50. Now the 0 on the end is kind of a waste. So mathematicians erase all zeros until they hit the number. So as soon as I hit the number, the whole number, you need to stop. So 0.5, and some people like to write 0.5. Okay, so there's no holes. So there's a half, all right? Now, if I were to also split one of these parts into another two, I have now created a fraction that's not, it's not really fair. This person has a huge piece, this person has 2 small pieces, okay? So this has been split into unequal parts. When usually you split a fraction, you split into all equal parts. So let me also put a line here, okay? What have I created now? How many pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've created fourths. So 2 of them are shaded. Let's go ahead and shade 1 more. And now I will say that I have 1, 2, 3 out of 1, 2, 3, 4 shaded. Okay? 3 fourths. Now, when you have fourths, you can think of it like quarters. Okay? Students usually relate to this very well with math, with money. I don't know why, maybe students like money. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 what's make a dollar? Okay? Quarters, right? 4 quarters. This, whenever you have fourths, sometimes people call it quarters. 3 fourths is also called 3 quarters. And 3 quarters is how much money? 75 cents. So percentage-wise, it'll be 75%. It's the same thing as the cents, okay? And remember the decimal rule? To make this a decimal, you just put a point in front and then write the same number. There's no zeros here to erase. 0.75. 3 fourths is the same as 3 quarters. Is the same as 75%, is the same as 0.75. They're all different ways to write the same number, okay? If I were to erase these, let's say these were completely gone. Now how much is shaded? Okay. I have 1 out of the 4 shaded. 1 quarter is 25 cents. So I have 25% shaded, or 0.25. Okay? And I think number 1 asks you what fraction is shaded. And this is what's on your homework for number 1. So what fraction is shaded? A fourth. Number 2 asks for what percent? 25%. And number 3 asks for which fraction is not shaded. Okay? They're looking for the opposite. What fraction is not shaded? Well, 1, 2, and 3 are not shaded, so 3 are not shaded out of 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's put the total on the bottom. Okay. Let me show you one more fraction, and that would be tenths. So let's split this into eighths, and then add on 2 more. All right. Did the best I could here. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've just made this rectangle into tenths. Okay, and let's go ahead and shade one of them. And now I have 1/10 shaded. 1/10. Okay. Tenths are really nice because all you need to do is count by tens. A tenth is the same as 10%. And the decimal would be 0.1. Okay? Let's try to add some more. And just want you to see how this is like dimes. Okay? Fourths are like quarters, and tenths are like dimes. I have 4 shaded. That's 4 out of the 10, right? That would be 40%, or 0.4. 3 ways to write it. Okay? Notice how I just counted by tens. 4 tenths is like 4 dimes, 40 cents. Okay? If you got 4 out of 10 on a test, it's 40%. Not good. You'd much rather get a 10 out of 10, which would be 100, right? 10 tens would be 100%. Or what if you got 9? 9 out of 10 would be 90%. An A minus, very good grade. So that's how you do tenths, fourths, and halves for fractions, percents, and decimals. If you have any questions on fractions, come and see me. I'd be glad to help.